Raider Nation, what's the deal, man? Once again, it's your guy PanamaFargo, back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure I keep tapping on that like and subscribe button, man. Keep sharing out the content, and there's much love for everybody that does, man, and comes back to just consistently check out the content, man. So once again, it's much love. Keep sharing that shit out. But without further ado, man, the topics I'm trying to get into today, we're going to retouch on the Jimmy G injury news, man. I got some updates for y'all and some contract news that y'all be very interested to hear when it pertains to Jimmy Garoppolo, man, and what type of money the Raiders can be dishing out to him. Also, we're going to touch on a little bit of that Tom Brady rumors, man, and what's everybody been talking about, chirping about, you know, out there on the Twitter sphere and all the social medias, man, about Tom Brady possibly coming back to play for the Raiders. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So let's touch on the Jimmy G news at first, man. So like I told y'all last video, if y'all haven't seen it, go check that out. But you know, Jimmy G has had surgery on his left foot, right? We talked about that. So he is not there at OTAs. Josh McDaniels spoke at a press conference, right? And from Josh McDaniels, it seems that, you know, he will be back before training camp, and he will definitely be back before the season. Josh McDaniels didn't seem too worried about it, but from what we know about these coaches, man, from last year to this year, man, they're real hush-hush when it comes to the injury news, right? When it comes to the injury news, they don't really, you know, blurt out a lot of shit. They like to keep it on the down low. So at the end of the day, we're not, as fans, gonna truly know what's going on inside the building until, you know, it is revealed to us, right? So as we talked about before, it seems as though McDaniels and Ziegler knew something was wrong with Jimmy Garoppolo. They knew something was going to have to be done about that foot. So it doesn't look like they were too surprised. Now, to add on to the surprisement, right, when you look at the contract details that were signed with Jimmy Garoppolo, right, it's a lot of incentives in that contract, bro. Like, when you look at it, right, he can't re-injure his left foot. If he re-injures his left foot, the Raiders can move on at little to no cost, right? He has to be able to play week 1, okay? He has to play week 1. If he does not play week 1 and he is still injured by that time, the Raiders can move on from him at little to no cost, right? And, you know, there are a lot of other incentives, like he has to stay healthy, blah, blah, blah. But of a player of Jimmy's magnitude and what we all know his history is, it's not surprising you put this language inside the contract, right? What's surprising to us as fans is the fact that you're gonna sign this guy knowing good and damn well it's gonna take him a minute to get back on the field and start getting back into the swing of shit, right? That was my number one concern all along. Like, if you were following this channel, I'd be the first one to say, I didn't want Jimmy Garoppolo, okay? Like, you can go back to my reaction. I was not happy that they signed Jimmy Garoppolo. Is that gonna mean I'm gonna sit here and hope the team is gonna fail like some other people? Hell no. Because at the end of the day, why would I do that? You know, I hope if Jimmy comes and Jimmy plays, that we're gonna be okay. I see 9-10 wins in the future if Jimmy stays healthy throughout the entirety of the season. But this is the thing. As fans, bro, y'all tell me, do we really expect this man to be healthy throughout the entirety of the season? If he does, that's a blessing for us, right? But if not, which we've seen the history of Jimmy Garoppolo, if he's not playing and starting, bro, who's that gonna be? Brian Hoyer? Aiden O'Connell? Nah, bro. Like, that shit's right there not gonna get it done. Now, if Aiden O'Connell starts taking steps, because we don't know what he is, he's a rookie, he's still, you know, gotta be molded. We don't know what that's gonna look like with him. But at the end of the day, you don't, you know, fill out your quarterback room like that if you don't have, you know, some type of confidence that Jimmy is going to be your starter, okay? Just looking at the depth chart, you can tell they were like, yeah, Jimmy's the starter, because what the fuck is Brian Hoyer gonna do for you, okay, right? And Aiden O'Connell's a rookie. You can't put the weight of the world on a rookie's shoulders, okay? So here we are, you know what I mean? It is Memorial Day and everybody is still up in flux about Jimmy Garoppolo being injured. Me personally, okay, like I said in my last video, if he's back before training camp, I have nothing to say. We're good. Now, the only concern is keeping this man upright and healthy for 17 goddamn games in the season, okay? But, all right, because I've been out here saying, let's not trip. Let's give this coaching staff and this regime a little time to really, you know, blossom into what they're trying to blossom into. I will tell y'all this. If Jimmy Garoppolo is not healthy by week 1 and he ends up being cut by the Raiders because he is not healthy, then that's an L McDaniels and Ziegler are gonna have to wear, bro. Like, that's an L they're gonna have to wear because they took the risk knowing fully that this man was not fully healthy, bro. They knew that he was not fully healthy, but they were willing to bypass all that shit because they feel like he would be ready by week 1. Okay, now if he is not ready by week 1, this regime is gonna have a lot of questions to answer, bro, and it's gonna be some people ready to put some foots in ass. All right, if this man is not healthy by week 1, it's about to be a fucking riot. Okay, because we all on Twitter sphere and Raider Nation was saying the same goddamn thing. Is he healthy? Is he healthy? And they kept it hush hush with the fucking press conference and all that. We knew, first of all, we knew something was wrong when the press conference was delayed, right? When the press conference was delayed, that's when everybody started scratching their motherfucking heads and saying, well, what's going on here? Okay, so now that we know all the language that's inside of the contract, it makes me feel a little better knowing that the Raiders can move on at little to no cost. And this is something I said earlier in the offseason. However the fuck they be drawing up these contracts, whatever Ziegler be saying to these players, bro, it's on point. Okay, that shit is on point because every contract I have seen Ziegler give to a player has been very, very team friendly. The only one that's not really team friendly, the only two is like Devontae and Chandler Jones. Those are the only ones that's like, all right, you're kind of stuck with that. But other than that, these contracts are friendly, so it makes me feel a little better that Jimmy Garoppolo, has that language in his contract. Now, if he's not healthy week 1, could our new minority owner come down from his owner box and new position and say, you know what, let me strap it in? And if you don't know who I'm talking about, obviously we talking about the guy, Tom Brady, man. If Tom Brady was to strap it down, and come down to the field, number 1, that was everybody's number 1 choice in free agency to begin with, right? It's funny that he's now coming to the ownership role, you feel, instead of on the field, which would be kind of crazy, and it'd be kind of crazy that he would be replacing Jimmy Garoppolo after New England tried to replace him with Jimmy Garoppolo. So it'd be kind of funny. But do I expect him to do that? I don't. Me personally, okay, I do not expect Tom Brady to come down from the owner's box and suit it up. Now, if he does, I'm coming out here and I'm jumping for fucking joy. I'll tell you that right now. But I don't expect that happening. So if that doesn't happen, and we got to move on from Jimmy because he's not healthy, what's the answer? Okay, what is the answer? Y'all tell me what the answer is. Now, if he's not healthy and we're rolling out there with Brian Hoyer and Aiden O'Connell, I see a 5-win season in our future. All right, a 5-win season. And from there, you might be able to get a quarterback next year, but we're not talking about next year because I'm not that type of guy, all right? I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on now. And from what I see right now, okay, I'm not gonna panic. Like I said, I will not panic until training camp rolls around and I see that this man is not on the field. But as for right now, McDaniels, Ziegler, and everybody else, that I've watched and I've seen and the sources I look at, they're all saying it's nothing to really trip about. Nothing to really, really trip about. Okay, now, we're on the wait and see game. But if Jimmy is not healthy, we got to have a real conversation. So y'all let me know. Do you think Tom Brady is going to come down from the ownership box and help the Raiders if Jimmy is not healthy? Do you think Jimmy is going to be the week 1 starter? All right, now that's the questions we got to answer. Y'all comment down below. Y'all let me know, man. As a channel, what I'm saying to y'all is this, to end it off. Don't trip. Okay, right now, all right, because there's a lot of negativity. Like I said in my last video, Raider Nation has a lot of negativity around it. And you got to think about this. How can we expect to change the mindset of the culture and expect to change shit within the Raiders organization? You feel what I'm saying? It's not like we're deep in, but at the end of the day, the fans matter. How can we expect to change shit if we're just surrounded by a cloud of negativity, right? Negativity only breeds what? More negativity. You know what I mean? 2 + 2 don't equal 5, motherfucker. That's what I'm saying. You got to think about this. Positivity breeds positivity. Negativity breeds negativity. So I want to do my best on this channel to come out here and say, let's be positive about the moves, man. Even though it looks grim right now, let's be positive And best believe, if the negative does come, I'm gonna be out here flaming their ass. All right, don't get it twisted. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, let's suck up to them and all that other shit. Right now, I'm just saying let's be on the wait and see. Okay, let's be on the wait and see. But if the shit does turn out negative, I will be the first motherfucker to come out here and say we fucked up. Okay, so let's keep it positive for now. All right, we're 3 months away from playing this season. Let's see what's gonna happen within those 3 months before a snap is even taken. All right, so remember, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, okay? Keep sharing out the content because there's much love to everybody that does it, comes back and checks me out. And at the same time, man, I appreciate every single one of you hitting this video and spending your time with me, man. Remember, I always keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown.
So tell me what you know about this life that I'm living. Get money, but with that gon' always come friction. Only way to solve this shit is either graves or convictions. Most these niggas hide they pain behind these faulty prescriptions, but it's a